Hi, I'm Christina.
And I'm Matt.
And this is New Ways Podcast. Today we are talking about grandma hobbies.
Grandma hobbies, old people hobbies, and also just hobbies.
Old people hobbies. But not only for old people.
Not only
they're for young people
anymore.
now, you guys. This is a trending topic, so we have learned.
I know. It was fun because we ended up Googling. We're like top mental health trending topics currently going on right now.
Because we want to serve you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, to the best we can.
Literally one of the top trending ones was, what was it? Narcissism, anxiety.
I think we should go, we got to go deep on those soon.
Yeah,
I like those topics. Not the concept of them, but I like them.
Yeah.
And grandma hobbies. We're like, that's cute and fun. Let's keep it light this week.
Yep.
Yeah. Oddly enough too, though, I was like, I think that's so funny that, grandma hobbies is like a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know we kind of started this conversation in my living room, but Matt, tell me, what are your grandma hobbies? I love this for you.
I like knitting cardigans, petting my cat.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Eating dinner with your cat.
Eating dinner with my kitty cat.
I don't know if that's
50 kitty cats. No. Actually, for real. So looking at kind of like my quote unquote grandma hobbies when I was sort of deep diving this a little bit, I just realized it's everything that brings you mindfulness.
Really?
Yeah. Because they talked about very specific like knitting, coloring, art, like very like niche things.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized the majority of it all at the end of its day was just grounding and mindfulness.
It's something that comes from those hobbies. Yeah.
That comes from those hobbies. So
yeah.
So that's the thing that was like, so for me, honestly, my favorite grandma hobby is a walk. Love a good walk.
I get that.
Yes, hands down. And then also coloring art. I'm actually working at a school right now and working with a kiddo. And we were sitting in art class the other day. And I was actually just making this like little clay pot. And it was a pinch pot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sitting there painting it. And I was like, wow, this is so therapeutic. Like I was so engrossed in it while my little kid was sitting next to me doing his, and we just had the best time, and it was just wonderful. It like brought so much joy to my day.
Art therapy, baby. It's great.
It is great.
No, it's funny you actually bring that up too, though, because before I get into my grandma hobbies, I guess, I went to the Getty today.
Yeah.
Yeah, the museum, and oddly, everything comes in perfect timing, but Van Gogh has an exhibit there of paintings that he painted in his old age. So I guess in his later years, he was actually at a mental hospital for a little bit. And the only thing that he could see, like he was in a confined area, I guess, and he had a garden with lilacs. I think that's what they were. And that's what he started doing then, is he started painting the garden. And this whole exhibit kind of talks about how the art therapy and the paintings actually saved his mental health a little bit. And I thought that was so beautiful, especially for like the topic we were talking about today. Yeah. So I was literally like, I'm like, you go, Van Gogh, right? Like, I get that was kind of what he did for his life, but it's just like, it's even prevalent in his older age that it helped keep him a little bit more grounded.
For sure.
And I loved that. And I know when we were in my front room, I was like, grandma hobbies. I don't have grandma hobbies. I really don't. I know. But then I started, what are my grandma hobbies, Matt? You know me.
Hike. That's not really a grandma hobby.
What? Hiking?
Hiking.
It's hard. The hikes I do are hard.
It's like, I don't know if I call it a grandma hobby. Like my grandma hobby is like walking. Like that's a walk. So I would say like yoga is your grandma hobby.
Is yoga a grandma hobby?
I feel like it is. Maybe.
Chair yoga.
Chair yoga.
Chair yoga. But no, so I was thinking about it, and I actually do have a few. And I love how you brought up the mindfulness thing, because when I was just also like researching grandma hobbies, that is true, is a lot of it does come down to being present and mindfulness, even though I will say there's a lot of hobbies that I do have, like hiking and other types of hobbies that necessarily are probably not appropriate for those of declining age, that bring me mindfulness as well. So I don't think it's just limited to grandma hobbies. But at the same time, the two that I came up with for myself was, remember one, what was the first one I wanted to start with? Oh, being in nature. I know when I like Googled it, it said gardening and stuff like that. And I don't have a garden, but I kind of contributed that with, you know how you always see in like the books, the old man sitting on a bench, like feeding the ducks or like just enjoying the peacefulness and serenity. I am that person who can sit on a bench, just look at the animals, honestly talk to them and enjoy my happy little life, or like stare at a tree or stare at the sun for hours and just love my little life. So that's probably one of my grandma hobbies, is being in nature and just taking a beat and moving slow, as well as being in bed by like, not in bed, but like cozy in pajamas on the couch by like 8 or 9 o'clock p.m. I consider that a grandma hobby.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what people always make fun of you, right?
No, with a good TV show, a little bit of dinner.
Your hot cup of tea, like in your cozies and just in bed early, on the couch early.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a grandma hobby I can get with.
You know, Ambien.
Maybe. Not necessarily my thing,
and then
but
if
Matt,
you
you do you, boo.
Awake for 30 minutes, you see the Ambien walrus and he talks to you.
Oh, what does he say?
Things.
You can't specify?
I don't remember. I just know the Ambien walrus exists. It's a very real thing. No.
You guys, Matt, I don't experience this way.
No, for real.
Why can't you ever share your experiences?
Personal. No, I'm just kidding. Genuinely, I don't remember what he talked about.
Wait, you actually saw an Ambien walrus?
Yes. But that's because I took an Ambien and I didn't go to bed because I forgot.
You guys, I encourage you to use
ADHD.
restful activities to go to bed. Do not turn to drugs. They are not the answer.
Yes, they are.
Anyways.
Says Christina, who does ayahuasca.
That's a plant medicine.
It's drugs.
It's a plant medicine. It comes from the earth. Anyways, I digress. Let me ask you this. Why do you think grandma hobbies then are so prevalent nowadays?
I mean, have you seen the current state of our world? I mean, that is genuinely that is the reason. If you ever walk in, and it's funny because I used to work in a nursing home, and we always talk about life being so fast paced,
mm-hmm.
And everything has to just go. But there's something about being able to take a moment for yourself and taking that step back and slowing down. And if you go to a nursing home, it's very much like that. It's very slowed down. It's very, quiet. It's very easy going. And I think that that's where sort of a lot of that comes from. And so the idea of being able to like sit down and play checkers, with someone, or play a board game, or watch a movie, or go on those, short walks. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
And because the thing is also too, is that we also don't have a ton of time to just like create, these insane amounts of gaps to be mindful. Sometimes it's only for 15, 20, 30 minutes a day. And so in a weird way, having these quote unquote grandma hobbies that you can just take a break. And if you can even sit at your desk and you're 9 to 5 during your lunch break and you're sitting there knitting, by all means, live your best life. Gosh, I wish
money on a scarf, you guys.
Yeah,
economy.
Right? Yeah. But also, like, I wish someone would crochet me, like,
honestly,
like cup holders.
I'll never. My grandma used to make us blankets when she was still here with us, and they were amazing.
Yeah,
because it's something also too. If you gift them, it's like something heartfelt somebody actually made for you. It just means a little bit more. And I'm like, they're so nice.
They are. They're also insanely calming.
Yeah. I can agree with you completely on that. And we are in such a fast-paced world that I feel like everybody's nervous system a lot of times nowadays is just a complete and absolute wreck. So this allows us to kind of, you're right, take a beat, lower our cortisol a little bit and move slow. And I feel like there's such a stigma about like, I can't move slow. I can't rest. And it's like, babe, you need to move slow once in a while.
Yeah.
Like stressing yourself out, increasing your cortisol, doing all these things is not helping you. And if anything, too, what I kind of took from a lot of these hobbies and something that's recently just been brought to my attention through many different modalities is keeping it simple is what I think a lot of these also really comes down to is the less space things take up in your brain to like worry or think about things you have to do, the more you actually have more important things that you need, as well as it's just like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of things in this world are pretty simple. Like we personally choose to make it chaotic because we're always think we have to reach for something further out or further away. But a lot of times we have so many calming resources here to us. And a lot of these hobbies are just like the simplest things that can bring you so much joy. And I think there's some that's like a calming idea and a calming effect that you don't have to go above and beyond to honestly just find some peace in your life.
Yeah.
I think that's like a really great thing. And if anything, that we are embracing these hobbies now, and we're not like, oh, my hobby is going to be like, give me an extravagant hobby you think people used to recommend us to do. Skydiving. I don't know.
Extravagant hobby.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, has anyone ever like offered you an extravagant hobby that was like, oh, I mean, for me, I had someone offer me sailing. That was pretty extravagant.
Yeah,
like,
that takes like a lot of time and like.
Yeah, like it wasn't like crazy. It wasn't those like huge.
Your hobbies don't have to be super impressive. Yeah. Who are you trying to impress over here? I'm trying to impress myself, and if I can take a beat for a moment, I got me.
Yeah,
you know. But I mean, yeah, sailing's a bit excessive.
That was yeah, but that was a fun one.
Yeah,
I did that for a day. I want to know your extravagant hobby. Like, I want to know a hobby that you would do that is extravagant, or something that would be like
jumping on planes last minute.
Jumping out of planes last minute.
Jumping on planes last minute.
Okay, yeah, that is definitely extravagant.
Yeah, I'm that person where it's just like
within 72 hours or like 48 hours. Like, go.
Yeah, bye.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean it is, and don't get me wrong.
And these are not grandma hobbies.
No, that's not. But like, I do love that hobby, and it's honestly brought more joy to my life than stress. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it is stressful though, and it fits my personality. But even like right now this year, I'm trying to embrace slowness a little bit more, because I feel like last year I burnt myself out a little bit, and I'm trying not to do that. And the thing is though, is like I hold myself to high standards, and even right now, somebody actually just texted me this week and they're like, you want to go to Miami next weekend? Old Christina would have been like, hell yes, let's go. And I'm like, yo, I know when I come back, I'm just going to be stressed because I do have other things to do. Like been traveling a lot over the past few years. I'm tired. So I'm just like, I'm giving myself that grace. And instead of following the hype of like, oh, traveling is my fun hobby, it makes me look exciting, it's great. Like, I'm just taking a beat, you know. But that was probably one of my extravagant hobbies, is extravagant travel and last minute travel. But if anything too, what I kind of take away from these hobbies being more prevalent and popular is that I think that we all are kind of heading in the right direction. Because since once again, these hobbies are kind of slower paced, more mindful, like calming our nervous system, I think hopefully if we all start to do these a little bit more in our everyday lives, we all become a little bit more calmer and mindful. And to me, that's heading in the right direction in a less chaotic life and world. Mm-hmm. You know?
Agreed.
So besides our extravagant and also grandma hobbies, what do you think are other hobbies that we might not practice, but other people might enjoy?
You know, immediately what comes to my mind is community and like finding those community grandma hobbies. So like
book clubs.
Book clubs is a big one, you know. Paint and sip, that's a good one. I love a good paint and sip class.
Even I think
even if you don't drink, just going to a place that you can go and paint with a group of people is so much fun.
I'm sure they have some. Yeah, I'm sure they have somewhere that's not also like wine and paint. You know, also too. Remember this week when we were at that breathwork class, which is not for the faint of heart. Trust me, I wouldn't consider that a grandma hobby. But they were talking about a new pottery place that was even open, where like you can go and make pottery there. Yeah. And I think that's so cool. Yeah. And yeah, I think what's really cute is like when I was Googling grandma hobbies, one of them was book club. So it does give you a sense of community where you guys can all come and talk a little bit, and reading. It's a grandma hobby, I guess, even though I think many ages should do it and it's very beneficial. Another one was actually surprisingly is volunteering was one that came up.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Cause I mean, think about it though. A lot of like I hate using the word old. I do not like that, but, you would think that when you are retired, a lot of people do have more time on their hands, and we always do, unfortunately, hear the stories where it's like, I've lost some people in my life. I don't have as much fulfillment, and they start volunteering. And that's what brings people more joy and fulfillment. Yeah. So if it works for them, even if you are a young person, like, why not? We can all use a little bit more joy and fulfillment and connection these days.
Sure.
Yeah. So I love how you brought that aspect of community.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely think book clubs came up. Puzzling too.
Yeah, puzzle's a big one.
Yeah.
Yep, chess club. You're
Chess
big.
nerd. Do you play chess?
I do. Yeah.
Do you
I'm not
really?
very good. Sam's like phenomenal at it, but I'm not very good. No, I'd like to say I can try. I get beat every single
I've
time.
never played chess in my entire life. I've played checkers.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Do you want to know what I think is so cool too? And I feel like this might not necessarily be a grandma hobby. Even though when I was researching this too, it says grandma hobbies actually improve fine motor skills. But you like to do Legos.
I do.
You and your boyfriend,
favorite.
Sam, love Legos.
Yep. It's our favorite fine motor skill.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's super important too, because the thing is people lose that. People lose their fine motor skills if you don't use them. Like genuinely, please remember to like occasionally write.
Occasionally write.
You cannot believe how many people I've met who like, oh, I haven't written on a piece of paper in a hot minute.
Really?
I mean, like you can write, your name or like date something and that's fine. But like filling out or writing a little, in like a birthday card or something. I think so many people are just like HBD, 3 emojis.
Oh my God. Can you imagine reading a card and it's all just like abbreviations of words?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, that's my kids. So.
Wait, actually?
Of course. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Cursive is such a beautiful type of handwriting too. I'm not good at it. I never really was. But I mean, I know how to do it if needed.
Oh yeah.
And that's such like a beautiful type of like calligraphy. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah. Like it's so pretty. And I feel like even practicing that though, like we talk about painting and stuff. Like if you want to like rock out on some writing, like go ahead and do it. That seems like a mindfulness, like kind of grandma hobby to do.
For sure.
Yeah. But if anything, I think it's so funny how I feel like Legos are becoming more popular amongst younger generations as well.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's definitely just because like it's extremely interactive. Now you have ones that are, they have ones of different things that you like, Harry Potter, Star Wars, all those things. And so Lord of the Rings. And so I think it kind of like shifts different generational fandoms into like new things. So anyways, love it. It's great.
Yeah.
Build the Death Star. It's great.
Thinking about it though,
Have
I'm
fun.
like, Legos is the new puzzling.
It is.
Because you puzzle, you create a picture. Legos, you just create a sculpture.
Also, if you want to really know if you have a good partner or not, build Legos with them.
Why?
Just it forces you to communicate and like take action and like recognize when someone messes up, and is it okay if they mess up? Oh yeah, no, it'll challenge your boundaries for sure. It's fun though. Sam and I love it.
Yeah,
but that's just because we care about each other. I'm like, oh, whatever. Like
no, but I mean that's so important though. Is like communication is everything in a relationship.
Oh, definitely.
So like the fact that you guys, and once again too, like it doesn't necessarily have to be a partner. It could be a friend. Like if you guys want to sit down and have like a Lego night, I think like that's something really fun to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's also like a calming activity. How do you feel when you're doing them?
Oh, it's amazing. I love it.
Can you kind of describe like in words?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Besides, I love it.
I love it.
Love it.
No, I think one of my most favorite things about it is the fact that it just gives me the beat to just pause.
Yeah.
Like literally just give myself some time to like actually sit, read the instructions, pull out the book, step 1, step 2, step 3, because we sometimes I just love to skip to step 8 because we already know how to make step 1 through 7 happen. And sometimes, but we do mess up. And so the thing is like forcing yourself to actually sit down with this book that tells you how to do each step individually. It's kind of an ego popper because it's like, it doesn't care who you are or what you've done or anything in between or your job or anything else. It's just like, no, step 1, attach this to this, step 2, this to this, step 3, this to this. So yeah, that's a lot of fun.
So I feel like if anything too, it could teach people patience.
Totally.
Patience and like control. Because when you were saying it has this list and you follow the steps and you build it like this, I'm not a Legos person. I don't actually think I've ever built a Lego in my life besides like when I was a child and we had the blocks and we would play with it. But automatically when I heard you say that, I'm like, I've built a lot of furniture in my day. And I can't tell you how many times I'm like, I don't need the instructions. I got this. And I've
no, you don't have it. People always think you do. You don't have it.
And that's the thing that was like me skipping the instructions also too. Just like, obviously when you put like a leg on the wrong side of the table or something, you're like, oh shit. Like it's not a good feeling and it stresses you out even more.
Yep.
So if anything, this is kind of like training yourself to like be patient. And patience is such a valuable thing to have in this world.
Yep.
It's not about the speed. Like the slower you go, the more focused you are, the better the outcome is going to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is such a valuable lesson.
It is. And to wrap so much of this up and including patience is the fact that grandma hobbies, you have to be patient. You have to give yourself that time, that second to breathe, that emotional, like just withdrawal into yourself and just say, okay, I got to find something that's going to be able to calm me down. And, you know, even if that's for 15, 20 minutes a day, live your best life. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, do what you need to do.
Can we
TV
fix that
turned
really
off.
quick?
Yay. Okay, cool. Okay. So anyways.
Oh, keep going.
Yeah. It'll be on several angles.
Yeah. And I really love how you actually made that connection because I mean, I talk about it all the time where I feel like a lot of times we think things are so singular. Like you can't mix wellness and hobbies or wellness and work or wellness and friendships and this kind of like, I don't know. I'm just like, everything in life is so simple yet complex. And like, we can have so many different outlooks on it. The fact that like right now, if you actually want to find a hobby that you enjoy and you think is fun and it's actually a good wellness thing for you, like more power to you.
Yeah.
I really, really do love that. And I do like how this is becoming more of a thing. Question for you too. And do you think there could be kind of a stigma against calling it grandma hobbies? I'm just curious about your perspective.
You know, I think there probably was, but genuinely no one gives a shit anymore. I think we're all just existing. With our current office and what's going on in the world, we're just existing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, of course. No one cares. Put a label on something. Okay.
I beg to differ in a way where like, I do think that right now, like no one cares that much. I think people will always kind of care though, in my opinion. I don't know.
About a grandma hobby?
Maybe.
No.
Well, maybe not having their grandma
if I just
hobby.
Tell them, they'd be like, yo, I have my grandma hobby tonight. They'd be like, cool, man. Awesome. Now, if anything, they're probably
What about teens though? Because I feel like this can be
better.
even so beneficial to the younger generations.
Yeah, and they'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
This is for
you guys.
us.
It's okay to have
These
grandma hobbies.
are for us in our late 20s.
I'm in my early 30s. I am actually 30. I don't count. No. Thank you. You guys, Matt came on here and called me old the other day, so I guess this is fitting.
Yeah,
but
literally. No, I mean, no, like this topic though is mainly just for us adults that are just
we're like, beat, man.
We're thriving. You know, like, we're thriving, but we're also surviving. And I think that's a big thing too.
Yeah. And I'm just like, it's okay to like, I don't know. This might just be where I'm from or how I've trained myself previously. But like it was such a thing where I'm like, you can never admit that like you're tired or you're weak or you're beat or you should like, you know what I mean? Like I was just always taught to be strong and it has its place. But yo, man, I get tired sometimes. And like the fact that I feel like now we're all being open about it and saying like it's okay to have these slow paced, fun hobbies. And if you instead of going out drinking one night, you want to stay in and go to bed at 8:00 and binge watch your favorite movie or do your favorite Lego, like that's amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm excited about that because that's what I like to do. I'm not a fan of going out anymore.
No, for sure. You know the craziest offer I ever got to do a hobby now that I think about it?
What?
Strip club. Like strip. Not
like
strip
you
club,
want, like you were going to be the stripper?
No.
Like that's their hobby?
No, sorry. No, the
like it was a club where you guys would strip.
No, it was a club, but they did like pole dancing classes.
I kind of love that though.
I love it. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That was the best thing. That was the coolest offer I ever got. And that was from someone that I met while in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah. And they were like, yeah, you want to come with me to a pole dancing class? It just never worked out. But I was like, dang. I think about that sometimes.
I think that's so cool though. Cause it's
dancing. Like what? I want to know how to strip.
You guys, let's break the stigmas of absolutely everything. Because the thing is like, it's like, just because you do a pole dancing class does not mean you have to go do it for money. And like, by all means, there's no problem with anybody doing whatever they want for a living. I support everything. But like most people might correlate it with that. I'd be like, what did you do? But it's a really good workout actually.
Yeah.
And like, it seems have I ever done one? I don't think I've ever, have I? Why do I feel like I have, but I don't remember. But like, it's a good workout and it's fun. And that's where it's like, I think bringing all these types of hobbies together is probably the most ideal for everyone. There are moments to stay in and be calm and collective and calm your nervous system. And then when you are revitalized, go out and do all the fun stuff like I like to do or like other people like to do. Go out and explore and have fun and like live your best life. Like it's all about balance with everything. And it's funny you say that though, because when I was talking to one of my friends the other day, she's just like, yeah, I got called off of work and I didn't know what to do, but I didn't want to be at home. So I went to an exotic dancing class and it was completely out of her ordinary. She's like, I loved it. In my head, I'm like, hell yeah, good for you. Like she had a blast. And the next day when I saw her, she was literally like, I'm like, you look happy. Like what's going on? She's like, yeah. So that's pretty cool. I like that hobby. Matt, are you going to try it?
Definitely.
Okay.
At some point. Why not?
Definitely. So to kind of recap a little bit, grandma hobbies, anything that's going to slow you down and make you happy.
Have patience while doing it. Give
Please.
yourself the ability to just relax in that moment. Enjoy it. Try to enjoy it. If you don't like it, try another one.
Yeah. But I think in general, all hobbies that are just honestly going to like make your mental health a little bit better, make you feel good. Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is. Like that's all we want to encourage people to really do.
For sure.
This just kind of sheds some light on a new thing that's kind of popping off right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, thank you for your perspective on that, Matt.
Of course, thank you for yours as well.
Yeah, and until next time, guys, I love you.
Thank you so much and keep shining your light.